All right, so I'm looking for proof of the abutters were notified. I don't see it here, so maybe I'm missing it. So just see anything in that folder.
This is all the posting.
Yeah. All right, well, let's engage the applicants on this one. So normally what we do during the public hearings is get a overview from the applicant, find out who the applicant is, make sure their application is correct, hear a summary of the project, and then we open it up to public comment. So I know some people were here at the last meeting, but I think we want to kind of start from square one tonight. So if the applicants could introduce themselves, that would be terrific. And as I said, we're on TV apparently in 4 different towns tonight, very popular. So if you speak into the microphones, that'll be great.
Certainly. Can everybody hear me with this? Or? No. How about now? No?
No, you push the button to be not. That button mutes the mic.
Right. How about now?
It's coming up.
There you go.
I have to eat it to
coming up.
All right. Okay. For the record, Austin Turner with Bowler Engineering. I'm joined this evening by Patrick Natriba from Lascotti Development. He's representing the party who has control or control.
They're fun to watch, and they've earned everything. You know, someone said, who's going to win Western Mass Division 3? I'm telling you right now, I don't even think it's going to be close. I think Turner's walks away with a very easy ride. And I'm going to tell you why. None of those other teams that I mentioned have played anywhere the competition that this Turner's team went out and played this year. Taking on the number 1 seed in Division 2 twice. They end up being co-champions together in Greenfield High School. They took on Wachusett. They took on the team that they took on, St. Peter, Moran. They're not afraid to play teams like Minnechaug, the number 1 seed in Division 1. That's how you get good, man. You take on the good teams. You don't take on the cupcakes. You know, there's a girl who's really stepped it up this year with an injury to Peyton Emery earlier in the year. There's a girl by the name of Jade Tyler who has really stepped it up this year, and she has been amazing. You know, if you think about it, she's really been able to show how good of a freshman pitcher she really is. You know, she ends up going in with a record of 15-2 this year with an ERA of 1.43. She struck out 114 batters over 73 1/3 innings this season. She's only a freshman, folks. She still has 3 more years under Coach Mullins. And look at the numbers she's already registered. Just a fun team, man. Turner's Falls girls, Division 3, they will reign again. Well, in Division 2, we have 2 teams locally. We have Greenfield and we have Frontier. Let's run down the Division 2 Western Mass girls softball bracket. Number 1 seed, the Wave of Greenfield at 16-2. Hoosick Valley picks up the number 2 seed at 15-3. Wacona, the 3 seed at 14-6. East Hampton, very young team, very good team, comes in at 16-4 as the 4 seed. Hampshire Regional comes in at the 5th seed at 10-8. Frontier comes in with the 6th seed at 12-8. Southwick comes in with the 7th seed at 14-5. Athol comes in the 8th seed at 12-8. Palmer picks up the 9th seed at 14-6. And Savas, the 10th seed at 16-4. Greenfield gets a bye, number 1 seed. They'll take on the winner of Athol and Palmer. That game will be played Monday, 6 o'clock at GHS Vets Field. I can tell you that the winner of Greenfield's game on Monday will take on either East Hampton or Hampshire Regional in the semifinals. Now, Frontier, on the other hand, they got a bye too. They will play their game on Monday, 6 o'clock. They will take on Wacona High School. That game will be played up in the Berkshires. All right? So Frontier is on the road. Greenfield is home on Monday. Let's talk about Greenfield and Frontier. And I'm going to talk about Frontier first, and then we'll talk about the Green Wave. Frontier had a pretty busy schedule. I think the reason why they got a good seed. You know, Gary Dean, nice job as your first season coach of Frontier this year. Congratulations, Coach Dean, on a nice season with this group of ladies. I think you have a great little group of folks here. Lauren McDonald, the pitcher. You got Emma Wasilowski. You got really good players. You got Mackenzie Patterson. I mean, I can just go on. You got some good talent here. And it's been nice to be able to see how well your team did this year. You guys came off with a really good start, and then it got a little rough for you. We'll talk about that right now. They lost their first game of the year to West Springfield, 16-1. Then they beat Belchertown 13-0. They beat Amherst 17-0. They beat Palmer 12-2. Now you are 3-1. Got beat by Ludlow 9-1. They beat Taconic 10-6. Then they played against Athol and they won 8-7. They lost to Turners 8-4 in a very good game that was back in April, on April 26th. Then they beat Mohawk 11-2. Then they lose a tough one to Pioneer Valley Regional on May 2nd, where it was a great hit by Olivia Rowe from Pioneer to give them the upset win 4-3 over the Red Hawks. Then they lose 9-8 to Mount Greylock. They get beat by Greenfield 8-3. Come back, win a couple of games against Mahar and Athol. Then they lose to Turners 13-7. Then they win 3 in a row against Mohawk, Pioneer, and Mahar. They lose to Greenfield 9-0, and then they beat Munson 13-0, final game of the year. So it's been one of those, little bit of a roller coaster ride on the way the scheduling was, but they did beat a couple of really good teams, and that is pretty impressive. So we'll have to see how well they end up doing. This softball team from Frontier, I wish you nothing but the best of luck, ladies. I hope you do well in this tournament. Well, the #1 seed in girls, and I will say, girls Division II is the Wave of Greenfield. They've had a great year. They really have. You can't say nothing more than a great season. They win Belchertown in Game 1. They end up winning 9-2 in Game 2. Got caught off guard, get beat at Mount Everett. The team that was in the Final Four last year, well, they're back, and they're a 2 seed in Division 3. So they end up losing to a very good team, 3-2. Then, here we go. We like to call this rock and roll, baby. Greenfield, they win over Mohawk, Turners, Athol, Pioneer, Mahar, Frontier, Mohawk. Lose a great game to Turners. We already talked about that one earlier. They beat Amherst 16-1. Then it all goes from there. They beat Pioneer, Ludlow, East Hampton, Mahar, Athol, Frontier, Green Wave, #1 seed in Division II girls softball. Prediction: who is going to win the Division II championship? What do you think? The Wave. Bring it home, baby. The Wave and Turners Falls, I think the 2 #1 seeds, whole serve, they hold championships. That's just my prediction. Lady Wave, they only lost 2 this year. Who's the amazing hitter for them? How about this name? You ever heard of Sam Smith? She's amazing. She has been just amazing for her team. How about the pitching of Olivia Joy? Olivia Joy has been nothing but just that, a joy to watch, a joy to be able to see what she's been able to do for her team. Just amazing. Great pitcher. So between the great pitching of Olivia Joy, the hitting that this Greenfield Green Wave team has, the power hitters are Sam Smith and also my friend Mrs. Richardson, Kelsey Richardson. I love my friend Kelsey. She has had a great year for the Wave this year. Huge help to their team. You got great players like Reagan Hickey and Audrey Brusciano. I mean, I can go on and on. They have people at every position. Kirsten Ward has had a good year this year. I mean, they have a really, really good team and a great attitude too. You know, they got a future ahead of them as well. I will say that they have a really good middle school program right now at Greenfield that's very special. So you're going to see a lot of really good young talent come up to be able to be a part of Coach Lovett and her family team. I call it the family team because her sister and her father are her assistant coaches, and of course the group of girls around her. They're a big family, and it really is a family on the coaching staff as well, as her father John and her sister have been just a huge, huge help to this program as well. So I'm just really excited about the Wave and the season they've had. Looking forward to a great tournament. I don't know about you folks, but I always say people who work hard should be rewarded. And one thing we could say about each and every one of these teams is that they worked hard. Now they're being rewarded. They go to tournament play. One win, you move on. One loss, you're out. Go, have fun, give it the best you got, and who knows, maybe you do reign supreme, bring home the hardware, and be able to play in the state tournament. So, Jack Basilio, Megan Davis, they go to the New Englands in track and field. The girls from Greenfield, the girls from Mohawk, they play for a chance in girls tennis. Our softball teams, we don't have a lot, but we have quality. Frontier girls, Greenfield girls, Turner's girls. Baseball, Franklin County Tech, Pioneer, Greenfield, Frontier. So here we have it. It's all here in one nutshell on the Franklin County Varsity Sports Report. That'll wrap things up. You're updated. Get out, support your teams. Want to thank our sponsors, the Four Leaf Clover Restaurant in Berniston. Also by Denny's Pantry, Berniston Road in Greenfield, Albert Hearing Services, 33 Riddell Street in Greenfield, and by Hubie's Restaurant and Tavern in Turners Falls. Until we meet again and talk about our winning teams next week, I'm Bobby C. And from my producer, Philippe Simone, have a great week and support your local teams.
Put that ball.
Frontier Redhawk basketball on Frontier Community Access Television. Today's game, the Frontier Redhawks play host to the Wahconah Warriors. Hi again, everyone. This is Chris Collins, directly at courtside at Goodnoe Gymnasium. As we have night 2 of Wahconah versus Frontier. The boys lost by 1 point the other night to the Warriors. Now it's the girls' turn. Frontier comes in 2-2 on the season, 1-1 in Franklin County North play. Let's go down to the floor for the starting lineup introductions.
This evening are the Warriors from Wahconah Regional High School. The member schools of the MIAA cordially welcome you to this game. The students participating in tonight's contest are representing their schools, their families, and themselves. Please encourage these student athletes with your personal display of support and good sportsmanship. Now for tonight's starting lineups. First for Wahconah, at forward, number 32, Julia O'Connor. At forward, number 4, Susie Stefanik. At center, number 13, Cassie Tobler. At guard, number 20, Maria Gambaroni. And at guard, number 2, Kelly McMahon. Wahconah is coached by Liz Kay. And now for Frontier, at forward, number 20, Marie Neiman. At forward, number 13, Tori Speck. At center, number 24, Lexa Boyden. At guard, number 4, Ariana Walker. And at guard, number 5, Ella Dean. Frontier is coached by Marty Sanderson. The officials for tonight's game are Jim Cleveland and John Angelos.
Financial support for FCAT's coverage of local high school sports provided by Leader Home Centers, your hometown home center with 5 locations to serve you in Amherst, South Deerfield, Barrie, Greenfield, and Brattleboro, Vermont, or online at leaderhome.com. Visit them for all your building material needs. Raymond Financial Services, LLC. Take charge of your financial future. Insurance, investments, and benefits for individuals and employers. Attorney Daniel Graves, Esquire. In addition to being Deerfield's town moderator, Dan's a practicing attorney. Call his Greenfield office at 773-8706 for all your legal needs. All right, here we go. Frontier Redhawks wrapping up their independent schedule against the Wahconah Warriors. And again, the Redhawks come in at about 500, as are the Warriors, I'm told, by their coaching staff. Expect Kelly McMahon to handle the ball quite a bit for the Wahconah Warriors. And, of course, for the Frontier Redhawks, Ella Dean was going to be running the point. Good to see Marie Diamond get a start for the Frontier Redhawks. She's been touted as being one of the players to watch on this Redhawk team this year. Lexa Boyden will play the pivot for the Hawks. Come out in the home white with the red and blue trim, and the Wahconah Warriors in the traveling blue and white trim. Frontier will move left to right to start this off. It'll be Boyden jumping against Cassie Tobler. And the tip goes. And we have a tie-up immediately. Held ball. And they're going to jump it again. This time it's going to be Kelly McMahon jumping against Lexa Boyden on the tie-up. And the tip goes to Frontier. Tori Speth now hands it off to Dean. Over to Walker. Back to Ella, cross court, a little over her head. And it's going to be a lot of bounds, and it's going to be Frontier ball still as it was last touched by the Wahconah player. Dean inbound in front of the Wahconah bench. She throws it in to the backcourt to Walker. Back over to Ella. Bounce pass on the right side. And a pass inside to Speth. Shot up is partially blocked. Put back off the glass by Boyden is no good. And now Diamond ends up with it. Now Ella, three-point land, draws double coverage. They'll set it back up again. Walker, left side to Speck. Back to Ella. Ella cranks off a three. Misses badly out of bounds. And we're going the other way. Didn't look like Ella was squared up for that shot. And Wacona's first look on offense. Left side it goes to Stefanik. In the middle of McMahon. Right side to Gambaroni. Gambaroni top of the key to Tobler. Now they feed the paint. Stolen back. Nice job by Lexa Boyden. Intercept that pass. Walker now bringing it up for the Redhawks. Left side to Dean. Dean tries to feed Lexa Boyden top of the key, and she gets fouled from behind by Tobler. Her first team's first non-shooting. Ella inbound under the basket. No score, 6:44 to go in the first quarter. Throws it into Diamond. And a tie-up, held ball, possession arrow goes to Wacona. Just stepped right in on Marie and just tried to pull that ball away. Gambaroni now bringing it up for the Warriors. Right side to McMahon. McMahon, top of the key to Stefanik. Over to Gambaroni. Baseline to Tobler. Top of the key to O'Connor. Back to Tobler. Across court. 3-second call. Checking into the game. Charlotte Dulett for the Warriors. Excuse me, for the Redhawks. Replacing Lexa Boyden. Dulett is a freshman. Dean now bringing it up left side for the Redhawks. In the corner to try to pass it to Dulett in the middle. She gets it. Walker. Right side. Diamond for three. Over everything. Rebound controlled by Wacona. From the Warriors. McMahon. Left side to Stefanik. Cross court back to McMahon. On the baseline it goes to Tobler. Count it one. As Tobler got fouled on the way up. And that's the first point of the game for either team. And Cassie will go to the line to shoot a foul shot. Back in is Boyden. Dulett has a seat. Obviously, the coaching staff wanted to talk to Lexa about an adjustment. And Tobler, foul shot is good. She makes the three-point play. Checking into the game, Noelle Furlong replacing Kelly McMahon for the Warriors. Walker down, brings it up to Dean, back to Walker. Bounce past the Diamond on the right elbow. She's double teamed, and the pass is stolen away by Gambaroni. Gambaroni ahead to Furlong. Furlong back to Stefanik, back to Furlong. Three ball, good. 6-0 run for Wacona. 5:30 to go in the first quarter. Bounce pass left side to Speth. Over to Walker. Lays it up and in. And Frontier is on the board. 6-2. Gambaroni now. Left side to Furlong. Stefanik. Passes by Wacona. Back to Gambaroni, who runs it, top of the key, 14 to shoot. Furlong, left corner to O'Connor. Cross court to Gambaroni, running shot off the glass, misses, out of bounds. Still a corner ball, but only 4 seconds to shoot. Maria Gambaroni have to get this ball in quick, and someone will have to fire off a shot. She throws it in to Furlong. Furlong to O'Connor. Fires it up with 1 second left on the shot clock, and she hits a three ball. It makes it 9-2. 7-point lead for Wacona. Speth now with the ball. Speth bounces it off of O'Connor, so Frontier will keep it. Checking in is Olivia Dean. Walker is going to take a seat. And they're going to move Marie Diamond back out to the guard position. So both Deans are out there. Diamond now with it. Looking for someone to pass to. She gets it to Ella. Ella sees a little seam, runs through, blocked on the way up. Back out to Diamond, over to Dean, left elbow out of bounds, and it's going to be Wahconah ball. So just like the boys, the Wahconah girls are playing tough defense right now in the Frontier. 4:19 to go, first quarter, 9-2, Wahconah by 7. Gambaroni now, right side to McMahon, who lobs it down low to O'Connor. Off of O'Connor's hands, good defense again by Alexa Boyden. We're going back the other way. Alexa will have a seat, and Charlotte Dulett back in. So we're going to see liberal substitutions tonight by Frontier, it looks like. Dean now runs the point ahead to Diamond. Diamond, left side to Sobieski just into the game. Dean spots up for 3, hits the side of the iron. I think someone got a hand on that one. Rebound controlled by McMahon, up ahead to Furlong. Furlong gets it back, top of the key, McMahon to O'Connor. O'Connor over to Gambaroni. Back to McMahon, to Gambaroni. In the corner to O'Connor. Cross-court pass, 9 to shoot. Pull-up shot is no good, rebound pulled down by Frontier. Diamond. Up ahead to Sobieski. Quick jumper, front of the iron, no good. Furlong the rebound. Here come the Warriors, looking to run. Furlong runs into a couple of Warriors, just a human block there, a human fence. Sobieski jumper is good. Amelia, quick jumper, that's at 9-4. Gambaroni, right side to McMahon. Top of the key to Furlong. Over to Gambaroni. Gambaroni feeds O'Connor on the baseline, shut up, blocked, actually missed. But good defense there by Dulett. And a turnover recovered by Wahconah. Left side, Furlong. O'Connor throws it up on the baseline and hits. He's kind of flung it up there, but good enough to go. 2:34 to go in the first quarter. Wahconah up by 7. It's 11-4 Warriors. Dean tried to feed the top of the key to Doucette, but it was intercepted by O'Connor. Good anticipation there. Gambaroni now. Left side to Furlong. Top of the key to McMahon. Right side to Gambaroni. Furlong back over to Gambaroni. She spots up from 3. No good. Rebound McMahon. McMahon to O'Connor. O'Connor fires up a 3. That's an air ball. McMahon picks up the rebound though, lays it up and in. 13-4 Warriors. Largest lead so far, 8. Less than 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Diamond left side to Sobieski. Shot front of the iron, no good. Doucette the rebound. Dulett rather. And now the running hook shot was Olivia Dean, no good. And rebound pass out to Gagliardi was stolen away by Dean. Ella now. Matchup zone defense by Wahconah. Top of the key, Dulett fouled on the way through. It's going to be on Julia O'Connor, who bumped Charlotte on the way through. And that's going to be the second team foul. Ella Dean to inbound it. First team foul. Actually, they got Jordan Gagliardi on that one. Dean throws it in. And now Walker back into the game with the ball. Right side to Ella. Ella drives through. Little shot in the lane, no good. Rebound pulled down by Wahconah. Here come the Warriors. This is Stefanik now. Back to Gambaroni in the middle. Left side to Furlong. Furlong for 3, no good. Rebound by Dulett. Brianna Walker now. Running the point for the Redhawks. To Dean. Dean driving through, dishes right side. Out of bounds, Olivia Dean. Had it knocked loose, but Frontier will keep it. 15 to shoot. 47.0 seconds on the game clock. Down pass to Walker. Walker. Bounce pass to Julia. Dean for 3. Side of the iron, no good. Walker the deep rebound. Back to Ella again. 35 seconds left in the quarter. Side bounce pass to Sobieski. Tries to drive, can't. Walker now feeds the top of the key. to Sobieski, left elbow, front of the iron, no good. Another rebound by Frontier, but not for long. Stolen away by Gambaroni. Gambaroni lays it up and in. Nice strong drive by Gambaroni. 15-4, 10 seconds left. And Ella shoots through, lays it up and in. 15-6, and they fire at the buzzer. It does not go. We played one quarter from Goodnoe Gymnasium at the end of one. It is Wacona 15 and Frontier 6. Red Hawk basketball on Frontier Community Access Television. This broadcast of Frontier Regional School girls basketball is being brought to you in part by Raymond Financial Services of South Deerfield. Attorney Dan Graves, he is Deerfield's town moderator. He is also a practicing attorney in Greenfield. And by Leader Home Centers with locations in southern Vermont and in Franklin County. Chris Collins, along with Alec Eckel on the camera, and the executive producer of Frontier Regional School Sports is Kevin Murphy. We're here at Goodnoe Gymnasium tonight. The Wacona Warriors down in front of us. He throws it to Ella in the backcourt, and we're underway second quarter. Dean now runs cross side.